Hey, what's good guys, it's Star Wars Dojo here today with a brand new video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. It's been a while. It's good to see everybody. I hope you guys are all doing okay, having a good time. Hope life is going good. I just got so busy and caught up with my life. I couldn't make content for a while, but now finally I'm able in the position where I can, and we just got Mandalorian Season 3 Episode 1 that was just released. And I got so hyped up I wanted to make a breakdown, so here it is. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, so the episode opens up to the armorer melting and hammering a piece of metal, and then she turns it into a helmet and brings it out to a crowd full of other Mandalorians. We see her bring the helmet to a young kid who looks like he's going through the process of becoming a Mandalorian. It's kind of weird, he kind of low-key looks like Kylo Ren, and I don't know if that is Kylo Ren, I doubt it. But as soon as the boy is about to accept the trials of becoming a Mandalorian, he is quickly interrupted by this giant alligator-looking monster. All the Mandalorians are struggling to fight it. It starts doing like a death roll thing, and it gets crazy. It's really cool. But then out of nowhere, a missile from a ship from the sky shoots the alligator, and it is none other than our boy, the Mandalorian, in his awesome hot rod ship, and he shoots another missile at the alligator, and he ends up killing it. He goes inside to speak with the armorer about a crystal that was brought to him by somebody that had recently supposedly went to Mandalore in the mines, and there was Mandalorian inscriptions on it, so he's led to believe that Mandalore is still okay. He wants to go there so that way he can cleanse himself, so that way he could be a reborn again Mandalorian. Then the scene cuts to the Mandalorian and Grogu going at light speed through the galaxy. Grogu then looks up, and we see in the shadows of the light speed blurriness, we see the Purgle whales. It is amazing that we even get this. So these Purgle whales were in Rebels. So Ezra Bridger was a Jedi. Those of you, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it. If you haven't, you need to watch Rebels. But these whales, Ezra had an attachment. He had a force ability to where he could bond with animals, and he bonded with these Purgle whales, and they travel through space at light speed. That's how Ezra was able to get the ships and everything out when he was fighting Thrawn, is he used the Purgle whales and took Thrawn with him, and we never saw Ezra since. So this could mean that we'll be seeing Ezra again, which would be so cool. Then the Mandalorian and Grogu land in the town of Navarro, and then we see the IG-11 droid that we saw back in the first Mandalorian season. Grief Karga comes out and greets the Mandalorian and brings him to his home to speak with him about giving him living situations and everything like that, and the Mandalorian has to explain that he's on a mission. They run into some issues with some space pirates that are trying to go into a bar that has now become a school in the town, and then the Mando and Karga end up shooting all the pirates and letting one run away to stay alive to warn the others of not to return. Karga explains to the Mandalorian that he needs a marshal, and Mandalorian asks, what about Marshal Dune? This is the first time we've heard about Cara Dune since we last saw her in Season 2, and obviously we all know what happened, so we don't know what happened with her character, but now we do, and they say that after she brought in Moff Gideon, she was recruited by Special Forces. I'm just glad they didn't kill off the character. Mando ends up declining the offer, and Karga asks him if there's anything that he could do for him. Mandalorian says he wants the IG-11 droid rebuilt so he could come with him to Mandalore to help him with his journey. They're able to power IG-11 back on, but then he goes back to his factory setting of trying to kill Grogu. So we get a crazy, creepy little scene where he's trying to kill Grogu, and it's terrifying. The Mando really wants IG-11 rebuilt. They bring him to the town droid mechanics, the Anzellans. They are running into issues with rebuilding IG-11, and they need certain parts, so the Mando has to leave to go get those parts so that way they can put IG-11 back together. Grogu ends up squeezing one of the mechanics, and it's a very cute scene. It's very funny, and it's very cool to see these little guys. They're like original puppets like they would use in the original Star Wars trilogy, and it really made you feel like, you know, this was what George Lucas made. The Mando and Grogu go back out to space and get caught off guard by the pirates that they shot earlier in the town. He came back with friends, and they tried to take down the Mando, and it was a very cool fighting scene. It was just very cool. It was awesome. I enjoyed this scene. It was very, very, very cool. Mando ends up following one of the pirates all the way to the mothership, where we find Goran Shard, which is the name of the head pirate that we see. But then Mando ends up going into hyperdrive, or the light speed, and escapes. The Mandalorian and Grogu land on a beautiful looking planet on a Mandalorian castle. Okay, and these shots are so cinematically amazing. I love it. It looks great. But then he walks to none other than Bo-Katan. He explains to her that he's ready to join her in the fight to take back Mandalore, and she tells him ever since she returned home without the Darksaber, the other Mandalorians didn't want to follow in her lead anymore. And so she has some sort of, seems like, anger towards Din Djarin, and tells him to go wave his sword and go control everybody and take back Mandalore on his own. That's exactly what he's going to do. So he just left, and she told him exactly where the mines would be, where he could find the water to cleanse himself, so that way he can become a Mandalorian again. And that was the end of the episode. I rate that a 9 out of 10. It was a solid episode. It was, you know, they hit it out of the park on the very first episode. I hope they can keep this momentum going throughout the series. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Thank you for hanging out with me and enjoying this breakdown. Let's see what Star Wars has more to come, and I'm very excited about that. Again, I'm going to be trying to post breakdowns for this entire series, so if you enjoy these videos, please leave a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and may the Force be with you, always.